Hello, Pretend Football fans. Maul Paderos here with Maul's Minutes for Week 10 in the NJCFFL. Everything you need to know about the week that was in 7 minutes or less. Let's get to the action. The Cooter Wolves welcomed in the Miami Uramies in a battle of mids. Uramies star and name-stock icon Chuba Hubbard had himself a game, scoring 22.9 points, and Chase Brown amassed 17.9 more. The return of Run CMC bolstered the roster as well, adding 13.7 more. The Cooter Wolves, however, suffered a much more maligned fate. Leading scorer Tyreek Smooth Criminal Hill scored 10.2 points, well off his projection, and the rest was just miserable. Sam, I used to be a Jet Darnold, and Khalil Shakir were the next two highest, but goddamn they were bad. The Uramies cruised 94.45 over the Cooter Wolves, 56.55. In a game that had major league-wide implications, the Pine Lake Park Tombstones welcomed in the South Sharpsville Gravy Legs to the Boneyard. Both these teams are battling it out, vying for playoff seeding and more, so it was a peculiar move of the Tombstones to drop out Cooper. I'm bad at pretend football rush. Negative 1.55 point, just gross. Compact Disc wasn't significantly better at 5.4. Even stalwart Newater was let down by scoring only 8.7. The Legs smeared their way all over the field. Josh Allen and his 23 led the squad, but James Sous Chef Cook and Drake London calling were highlights as well. Another laugher, Gravy Legs 109 even, Tombstone 64.35. Our defending champs look to keep pace with the top teams as the Cumberland Crew look to measure up their pickle against the Keys to victory. The Crew were led by a resurgent Cam Sutton, who scored 16 points. Defensive stalwart Jamian Sherwood went bananas, scoring 13. But a quiet performance from Baker, Half-Sour Mayfield hurt their scores. The Keys on the other side were on fire. Austin Eckler seemed to find the fountain of youth, scoring 29.4 points. And Calvin Ridley's Believe It or Not scored 24.9. The Cajun King continued his string of great play, and the Keys run away with it. Keys to victory 118.3. Crew 82.50. Now it should have been close between the Heartbreak and the Beavers, at least that's what Gage Laser led us to believe. That was up until Smokin' Joe Burrow went off for 42 points. The Beavers were also helped by Curious George Pickens' 19 and Marvin Harrison Jr.'s 13.9. The Terminator was a bright spot for the Heartbreak, scoring 21.8, and Fast Car McLaurin was good with 15.8. But a big ol' zero from Parker Washington sunk Coach Dan. The Cooter Institute Beavers take it by nearly 30, 118.90 to Cincinnati Heartbreak, 89.40. Coach Lewis and Droppin' Loads have been one of the class teams this year, and they hosted one of the cellar dwellers in Funky Bud Lovin'. The Butts were led by Brock Pretty Purdy and his 29.35 points, and Tyrone Tracy Chapman had 15.9 more. And we had some kicker points in this one. John Steel-Toed Parker Romo kicked up 10.1 more. But the loads would prove way too much. Miss Jackson, scored at 37.8 points, and Puka Nacua, last season's name-stock MVP, had 15.3 additional. More kicker points abound as Jason the Colonel Sanders booted up 12.7 more. Droppin' Loads stay hot, 119.00. Funky Butt Lovin', 98.75. Now, if you tuned in this week for close games, I'm sorry. The Lakehurst Originals faced off against the Georgia Okie Vagina Flowers in Week 10. The Blimps were launched into orbit by Jamar Police Dog Chase, who scored 53.9 points in Thursday's crazy game. Bucky Big Tooth Irving added 16.2, and Jameer Sonic Gibbs scored 12.8. Would they hold off the pedals? The Living God, Amon-Ra St. Brown, scored 16 to lead the Flowers, and George Kittle and Buddha Brett Baker added good tallies as well. But in the end, it was not enough to overcome Chase. Blimps cruise 125.90 to Flowers 92.50. What's this? An actual close game? The Roswell 51ers dashed their way to face off against Tinky Winky Stinky Pinkies. Gage Laser had this one separated by only 0.27 points. Things look good for the 51ers. They got a balanced scoring attack by the Denver David Bo Nix and gunshot Ricky Pearsall. Jonathan Taylor was also respectable, and they were looking to hold on as the Pinkies marched out Bijan Mustard in his 27.9. The villain came to play this week as well, scoring 19.2. Travis Kelce overperformed as well, and the Pinkies take it in a squeaker. Tinky Winky Stinky Pinkies 103.30 over 51ers 101.05. Now the astute among you have realized that I have detailed 7 games. That's right, ladies and gents. Syke and I will both be covering the abominable dissection by Nick Cage of Get to the Choppa. I nearly threw up in my mouth again just thinking about it. Thank you for watching the show. If you enjoyed it, please take the time to click that like button, subscribe, or leave a comment. Here at PSBN, we live for your feedback, and it helps us make this the best slate of programming for you, our loyal viewers. The playoffs are now just around the corner. Tune in next week as we recap everything that happened during Week 11 in the NJCFFL.